Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, a channel dedicated to uplifting and enhancing your spiritual well-being. Welcome and happy Monday. It's a doozy of a Monday, so we're going to get started on this reading to help you navigate these energies. My beautiful friends, welcome. May the 4th be with you. Today is May 4th. I want to talk about a couple of transits that are really going to impact your energies today. The first one is Mars squaring Jupiter. Now, this energy is high impact energy. But the other transit that we're going to be experiencing today is Mercury squaring Pluto. So this is going to feel like there's a rush to get stuff done, too much, too fast. But with the communication energy with Mercury, this is people popping off. So now that you're aware, you can step back and respond. However, others that aren't aware aren't going to have good advice from this reading, how to navigate these energies, and they're going to be popping off. This is Road Rage Monday. I'm telling you, this energy is people are going to feel pressured. They're going to feel like they've got too much to do. They feel like they're overwhelmed. They feel like they're in a rush. And then with the communication, this is one of those, Mercury squaring Pluto. This is all about having that, you might get to work and your boss is all of a sudden critical, or somebody who was happy yesterday seems very agitated today. Agitation seems to be the energy of the day. So there are some things you can do to help work with this energy. One, take time to consider what you say before you say it. This is one of those days that we are it's just people popping off. You may say something in a reactionary tone. Others might be doing it to you as well, so just consider the energy that everyone is experiencing and try not to take it too personally. The other tip I have is if you do have a conversation today, and it's important, you may want to go ahead and take a few minutes to just write down some talking points and kind of stick to the script. If you see the conversation escalating, you may want to just say, hey, can we pause this and do this at another time? Because the more it escalates, the more intensity is going to be fueled from these two transits, and it could really be a difficult day, and we don't want to start our week like that. So what I'm going to do today in this reading is I'm going to pull a card from The Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn. And that's just going to kind of give us an overall energy. And then I'm going to pull Messages from Your Guides by James Van Praagh. I want your guides to chime in here because each situation is going to be different, and how you handle today is going to set the tone for the rest of the week. Then I'm going to pull some tarot from the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. And then I'm going to pull a Sacred Self-Care card to give us an emphasis of self-care this week. And then while we're on that dopamine rush from the self-care, then I'm also going to pull a focus for our organization. And with this energy from this Mars squaring Jupiter, this is going to give you the energy to do very small tasks. It's not a day to start a long-term project, but small incremental tasks today, you're going to have that energy. You're just going to get small bursts of energy throughout the day. So go ahead and pre-plan or be proactive on what you could do to help align your space with your spiritual well-being. Your spiritual well-being is dependent partially on your environment, because your nervous system responds to the environment that you are in, whether it be at home or work, every single moment. Every second, every millisecond, your nervous system is having to deal with your environment. A calm, cohesive, soul sanctuary space is conducive to a calm nervous system, which is going to help you with your spiritual well-being. If you have a cluttered, chaotic space, it then triggers your nervous system, and you're in the heightened state of survival, which is your sympathetic nervous system, and that is very difficult to relax and also to focus. So that's just my 2 cents. Let's get started. I hope this is a great week for you, but let's see. Now that we know what the energies are, let's see what we're going to be dealing with. A breakthrough is at hand. That's a really positive energy, a breakthrough coming through. Now, this could be a conversational breakthrough. This could be somebody, because we're going deep, deep, deep into these feelings, these conversations with that Mercury and Pluto energy. It could be that finally somebody has that, says the right thing or hears the right thing, and then things start to make sense to them. So this is, to me, the energy washing over me right now is just a relief. It's like there was something you needed to know or someone else needed to know. This is a general read, so it's not focused on you. It could be about others today. But I feel like there's just somebody's going to say something, or somebody's going to finally give that one piece of knowledge that you needed. It might be work oriented, where somebody finally returns your phone call or email, and it may be that they are a little sharp on the edges in that response. However, you don't have to react to that. You can just say, okay, finally I got the information I needed. Somebody returns your call today. Somebody finally gave you the quote you needed, or the financial information you needed. Maybe you got contract is finally ready for signing today. That's the energy I'm getting. Patience is a virtue. Today, of all days, be patient. Be patient, because people are going to be in a hurry. They're going to be overwhelmed. They're going to be rush, 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 and especially in traffic. So this is a day to just let that other driver through. If somebody flicks you off, it's not personal. Just avoid the road rage. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. All right, here we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Ooh, the Sun card, upright, major arcana. The Sun is in Taurus right now. That is very work energy, very diligent energy. We have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Two sevens. You know how much but I like these two cards in the reverse. The Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Clarity. It's clarity, and intentional clarity is the name of the game today. This is, Chariot. That's good energy. That is Cancerian energy. This is movement forward. We're definitely having that rush, 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 let's get these horses going kind of energy. I want to take one more. There we go. Okay, this is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Definitely about work. So stay focused at work. These things might make your work day a little challenging. We have the Minor Arcana all in the reverse. We have the Major Arcana upright. So the prevailing energies, the more intensive energies, are positive. I like these two cards in the reverse because Seven of Swords is malicious intent to me. Seven of Cups is just kind of that. It's like an altered state of confusion. It's like there's too much, too fast. You don't have time to think through decisions. It's overwhelming. So slow down, take your time, think it through, and make sure that you're aligned with the intentional outcome that you desire. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. That's about work. This is going to be a hard day to focus. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So it's best that we start off our day being very focused. So a couple of things that you can do is ground. Do some grounding work, like on your lunch break. Go outside, take your shoes off, go sit by a tree, something to let some of that extra energy be dispelled. But then also, I heard earlier in a prior reading that cleaning up your workspace would be a good way to start off your week. Just get organized for the week. Make sure you have all the supplies. Check your printer and make sure it works, your fax, your scanner. Make sure that you have ink, paper, pens, pencils, staples, stamps, envelopes, labels, whatever you need to be effective in your workspace. Go ahead and be proactive and get that in alignment today so that you don't feel like you're behind. This is going to be a lot. I feel like this week, I feel like there's just going to be a lot coming at us. And so it's going to be like a super, super busy week. And we want to make sure that we are productive and not overwhelmed. All right, let's see. Sacred self-care card to see how we can support our mind, body, and spirit this week. This would be a great practice to implement this week. Okay, using your hands. So if you have a hobby that you use your hands, this is pottery, it could be crocheting, knitting, woodworking, painting, doesn't matter. If there's an activity that you have to use your hands, that is another way to help keep the anxiety down. So like when you're off work, do something with your hands. My grandmother always said, busy hands are happy hands. But as you are working with your hands, you are helping to alleviate some of that stress and that extra energy from these transits. Let's pull one more. Hydrate. So important. So important, especially when we have the sun energy here. This is, fire, and it's like fire energy. You want to make sure that you are hydrating because it's going to be warm. You're going to be very active this week, and you want to make sure you stay hydrated so that your body stays fueled and that you are not feeling tired, because when you're dehydrated, you do get tired. All right, I'm going to pull a card from the little deck I created. This is a deck about organizing. So when we do self-care, our brain releases dopamine. Now you combine that with that Mars energy with Jupiter, and you feel that, let's go, 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 go. We got a lot to do, big to-do list waiting on my desk type energy. But when we have that dopamine from self-care, it helps us engage. It gives us that little burst of engagement. Like I said before, this is a great day to do some small tasks, not big ones, small ones, like clean out a drawer, clear off your desk, clear off your countertops. Laundry room. Oh, two. Okay. Laundry room. If you're behind on laundry, throw in a load before work. Just kind of spiff up your laundry room, because that room is very overwhelming and it does affect our productivity. When our laundry room is just piles and piles of clothes, it diminishes your energy. It's hard for you to stay focused. It's also hard to feel like, how are you ever going to catch up? One load at a time. So put on a load. When you get home, put it in the dryer. While you're fixing dinner, after dinner, take it out, and fold it, iron it, do whatever, and then put it away. And we can get through the whole week. We can just do one load a day. But also spiff up your laundry room. Pick up the piles of clothes off the floor and put them in a basket. Just kind of make it to where it is a productive workspace, because with as much activity as we're going to have this week, this is where we're going to get behind, and this is where it's going to derail us. It is best to keep up than catch up. The second one that came out was bathroom. Now, I have specific days that I clean my bathrooms because I'm not going to clean every day, all day long. So on Sundays, I clean the bathroom, but I actually cleaned my bathroom this morning because yesterday I was on a picnic all day. I had fun. Anyway, so this is a great time to declutter, because that's how you start your day. When you're getting up in the morning and you shower and then you face all the clutter in your bathroom, that's overwhelming. That sets a tone for the day. So let's go ahead and, clean that bathroom. Declutter that countertop, that vanity. Get all of your makeup brushes cleaned. I have a whole system. You can check it out on the Organizer Advisor on my other channel. Mondays are my facial skincare days, so that's the day I clean all of my makeup brushes. I declutter my bathroom. I put fresh towels out on Sunday, but if you didn't get to it, today's a great day. Why? Supports our nervous system. We are preparing for work. We are preparing for rest, but we're not triggering our nervous system by having a cluttered, overwhelming environment that's not clean and it doesn't smell good. We want something that's uplifting, that supports our nervous system. So consider just tidying up the bathroom today. You don't have to do a deep clean, but if you can tidy up and declutter that space, it's going to make you feel better, and your nervous system will feel a lot more relaxed when you interact with that space this week. All right, that's what I have for you today, my friends. I hope it helps. Please leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps my channel, helps get other people connected with this information to help them navigate their energy as well as their environment. I look forward to seeing you again very soon, my friends. And until then, namaste.